Until recently, Alfa Romeo was forbidden fruit in America. Drivers celebrated the arrival of the 4C Performance Coupe and Giulia sedan, but this is what Alfa really needed, the Stelvio crossover. If a brand and dealer network are going to make any money, and that's what it's all about, folks, a strong entry in the sport utility field that includes Audi Q5 and BMW X3 is critical.
If you haven't heard, this is named after Stelvio Pass, a lovely twisting, turning driver's road in the Italian Alps. You've probably seen it. A lot of European car manufacturers use it in their commercials. I'd show you a photo, but I don't need the copyright infringement hassle.
Stelvio starts at about $43,000. This TI Sport model is optioned to the $53,600 mark. Walking up to this machine is a pleasant experience with its gently muscled body looking like a loftier Giulia. Designing a distinctive sport ute isn't easy since it's a form follows function task. The triangular or tri-lobo grille that goes back over 75 years helps to distinguish Stelvio from the pack, so do the driving dynamics.
I would like a little bit more snarl from the engine note. This is an Italian car. It is pretty quick though. 0 to 60 spools up in about 5.5 seconds. And if that is not fast enough for you, there's always the Quadrifoglio model with 505 horsepower.
Alfa claims top speed is 144 miles an hour. In case you don't want to test that yourself, Stelvio comes standard with all-wheel drive. An 8-speed automatic is the only gearbox. Sorry, manual lovers. Like many electronic shift controllers, deliberate action is needed. Aluminum shift paddles are a work of functional art. Drive modes change throttle response and transmission mapping. Until the Quadrifoglio model arrives, Stelvio's motivation comes from a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with 280 horsepower and 306 pound-feet of torque.
Because the start button is on the steering wheel, it might be here, it might be here, or it might be here. Allow me to trot out the overused phrase, first world problems.
The transmission's snappy shifts feel like a dual clutch unit. It's not. Normally biased towards the back tires, the all-wheel drive system can send up to 60% of power to the front, but really, it feels like a rear-wheel drive vehicle.
This stretch of roadway, not exactly smooth, but Stelvio is still pretty comfortable, takes the bumps very well. This would be a good driver's SUV, even if you can't go to Stelvio Pass.
Fun fact, this Italian can tow 3,000 pounds. Another fun fact, the drive shaft is carbon fiber. Using the same chassis architecture as the Giulia sedan, Stelvio is about 2 inches longer and 9 inches taller. The weight distribution here is pretty close to 50-50, an excellent place to start when tuning the driving dynamics.
I find the Porsche Macan a little bit more compelling when it comes to handling, but Stelvio is still fun to push around in corners. And remember, these are crossovers.
Weighing in at about 4,000 pounds, there's a lot of aluminum in Stelvio's chassis and body. That helps performance and handling, not so much efficiency.
If fuel economy is important to you, I am averaging about 20 miles per gallon, not best in class, and it does prefer premium fuel.
Those into active safety tech will spring for a $1,500 package that bundles things like automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, adaptive cruise control, and lane departure warning. Here's what's in front of you while carving up mountain roads or slogging through rush hour traffic. There are some nicely crafted pieces in here, all topped off by a dashboard material that looks oddly waxy to my eye. A cut and sewn dash option would be appreciated. This space is attractive, but Mercedes and Audi maintain their advantage here. The seats are heated and deeply bolstered, so there's a warm Italian embrace on every espresso run. User interfaces are important. I'm lukewarm on this one. I prefer touchscreens. It must be controlled by this knob. I can see the radio presets. I just can't tap to select them. Entering an address in the Navi system is tedious. Really, most people will use the standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto that I'm not showing because I lost my cord. Attention sun worshippers, $1,350 buys this dual pane roof. The back seats don't slide fore and aft, do they?
No, they don't.
You miss playing with that, don't you?
Okay, I'll admit a little bit, but it's really about adding extra legroom or extra cargo room. The seats themselves, though, are very comfortable. They're raised up, so thigh support is great, and headroom is okay for my 5'9" frame.
I have enough foot and leg room, though tall people might want more. Yes, I can charge my phone. Yes, I can stash drinks here, but no heated seats. Dang.
I carry a lot of photography gear to produce these videos, and while this will remain my trunk measurement metric, I'm going to use my gear this time to show you how handy this cargo space is.
To begin with, it's wise to keep expensive stuff out of sight. Moving on to my slider and tripod cases, they're long, so I appreciate 40-20-40 split seats. You will too if you carry skis or snowboards. Releases in the back are handy, and with everything folded, it's as flat as Venice and a whole lot drier. Things can be powered back here. Cargo nets keep small things from rolling around when you're driving hard, but usually these things get in the way when trying to get underneath the load floor. That's not so much an issue here. FYI, an optional spare tire is $450. As for capacity, a Lexus RX 350 and Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 both take on 9 bundles of softness and absorbency. The Stelvio takes on 8. Certainly livable.
And yes, that was me tripping over my gear.
Alfa Romeo doesn't enjoy a Lexus-grade reliability reputation. In case you're wondering, Stelvio comes with a 4-year, 50,000-mile warranty. The first service is complimentary. Wary buyers will remember this is a brand that has left the US once. Maybe it's because it didn't offer Americans what they wanted. Alfa is giving premium buyers a lot to like in the Stelvio. It looks good, drives with an Italian accent, and does the chores like crossovers should. Stelvio is what Alfa Romeo needs to navigate the long and winding path for success in America. I would like to comment with authority on quality and reliability, but sorry folks, I don't have a time machine, so I don't know how Alfa's new lineup will fare in that regard. But remember, all cars have improved significantly, especially since 1995, the year Alfa left the United States. All I can say is the car was flawless during my week with it.
In case you're wondering, there will not be a wagon version of the Giulia. Stelvio pretty much took care of that. So station wagon fans, both of you, sorry.
Oh, and this is not Alfa's first SUV. Starting in 1951, they made the Mata, which looked like a Jeep Wrangler, and like the Jeep, it had 7 slots in the triangular grille, though running horizontally, not vertically. I'd show you a picture, but again, I don't need the copyright hassle. Look it up on the interwebs.
Hope you got something out of my look at the 2018 Alfa Romeo Stelvio. Now, let's revisit the TP trunk test for a moment because a few of you have accused me of loading up the trunk too much so that the tailgate doesn't close. That would be a stupid test, wouldn't it? So let's go to the videotape. Now, I can see that there's an optical illusion that the trunk is too full, that it won't close. But as you will see, wait for it. There you go, without any problem at all. Now, I will admit that every once in a while, I'll give it a gentle nudge because they have safety features that are very sensitive. But the trunk has to close, otherwise the test is worthless. Some of you wonder what I do with all this TP. Well, I just bring it back. Costco lets me wheel it out, I put it in the trunk, and I just wheel it back. I don't have to pay for it or anything, they just let me do it. Costco's been very good to me. Thanks, Costco. You're awesome. That's Driven. I'm Tom Voelk.